After Hours Cinema. After Hours Cinema. I'm not in a movie theater. I'm not in a cinema. I'm in my own house. Oh, that's kind of a cool. Oh, is that?
Hey, and welcome to another episode of
Hey!
After Hours Cinema.
Thanks
I'm
for-
your host, Lee Turner, and tonight we
Oh, this guy right here. Hey, welcome to another Goodwill Hunters movie.
We gotta have
review.
some more Christopher
What's
Walken
going on
here.
with this guy? What's he doing over here talking to us like this?
So, should we do another drunken movie?
I think we're going to do a drunken movie review about a movie. We're going to watch a movie right now that a guy that we both know made about something that was currently going on in the world. And no, it's not about rioting or a virus. This is about angry Asian murder hornets stabbing up on people.
Really?
Yeah, angry Asian murder hornets. Yeah, you hear there was like supposedly we were going to get attacked by bees. It came from Japan or something. So, anyways, turned out it was false alarm. They found one bee in like Washington State, and it was dead. It wasn't even alive.
I was more worried about Godzilla coming over and attacking
Yeah, hey man, don't be fucking with Godzilla, man. Be go away, Godzilla. Go Godzilla. Love that song.
Yeah.
And you know, if you listen to the lyrics in that song, he's really telling the story of Godzilla attacking Tokyo. You got to listen to the lyrics. It's awesome. Love that song. Great song.
It's a good song.
So, but anyways, yeah. So we're gonna check out Angry Asian Murder Hornets, directed by Dark Infinity, aka Dustin Ferguson. I guess I don't know if he's. I don't understand the change to Dark Infinity.
I know that guy.
Yeah. Maybe he liked remember a few years ago when I changed OGP to I became the Dark Diver. You know, I was like the dumpster diver, but I was dark. I was like the sinister, evil twin OGP. Maybe Dustin Ferguson's going for that, like Dark Infinity. I don't know.
Kind of like how you, decided to become somebody like Pat the NES Punk and became Matt the NES Monk.
That was Matt the NES Monk.
I gave that guy a ride once.
That's hilarious. That's fucking hilarious. That's like, I don't know about your arch enemy, but definitely like an awkward moment. When he got in the car, did you turn to him and give him the Zach Galifianakis laugh of?
No, I was too like I don't know what to call it, but I was so shocked because I didn't pay attention to who I was picking up because I was still in a ride dropping somebody else off. I didn't pay attention to who I was picking up, and I pull over to where I'm picking these people up, and all of a sudden, people get in the back seat, older couple, and then all of a sudden, Matt the NES Mutt gets in the front seat, and he's like, "How's it going, Fluffy?"
You mean Pat the NES Punk?
Yeah, Pat the NES Punk.
Yeah, sat down in the front seat.
That was a very awkward fucking moment.
When what you should have done was you should have right before you put it in, like first gear, you should have clicked the doors locked and looked over at him and went,
"You're in my world now, bitch."
Yeah. You're in my world now, bitch. It would have been great.
Luckily, that was a short fucking ride.
That's hilarious. What are the odds? What are the odds, man? That's crazy.
I think when I picked him up, I had already had over 5,000 rides.
Wow.
Did I ever think I would pick him up? No. But I did.
Yeah.
I did.
So, but anyways, in the grand scheme of things, being a small world, we're going to watch a movie that another guy that we know, Dustin Ferguson, made in response to the, what we thought, I guess, maybe what people thought was going to be the outbreak or, the next major issue going on in society. Yeah. But that was a dud. It's not happening. But anyways, still, the kind of concern that came up about, the angry, I don't know, murder hornets, whatever they want to call them, that kind of was a good plot for a movie. Everybody being
Oh yeah,
scared.
totally.
Yeah. So, but anyways, the craziness. What's crazy is that that shit started going on a couple weeks ago, and he's already got a movie out. So
Pumps him out.
He didn't waste no time.
So it's quick.
Anyways, let's check it out.
Yeah, it doesn't seem that long. It's only an hour and 18 minutes, apparently.
Yeah, hour and 18 minutes. I mean, hey,
should go by pretty quick.
1 hour and 18 minutes. I mean, that's pretty good. Pretty good time for a feature length film.
Yeah.
So, ready to check it out?
Check it out.
Special treat for you, the broadcast television premiere of the indie
it's television premiere. That's funny. We're not watching it on
directed
television.
by Justin Ferguson, which is pretty timely, don't you think? Given all the talk of the imminent murder hornet invasion during the pandemic, we also have for the very first time a special
screen
guest
on his
host,
head.
and it's none of
Somebody needs to tell him he's sitting too close to the green screen, because his head's glowing green. If here's a tip for you guys. If you're sitting too close to the green screen, you're going to glow green no matter what you do. You got to be a couple feet away from it.
Green, green, green. Green, green, green. Green, green, green.
Stoners around the world are like, Fluffy, sang it, Fluffy, sang it.
Green, green, green.
The dude abides.
Don't sit too close to the green screen.
One hour later.
That movie, I don't even know if I want to call this a movie.
What? I thought this movie was only going to be like an hour and 18 minutes.
I thought it was going to be a movie.
It felt like it was like almost 2.5 hours. And I don't know how we made it the whole way through because fuck, I was done after 27 minutes. Sorry.
I think I was done at like 9 minutes. So here's the thing. There was so many bad elements of this movie that I couldn't keep track. So I break out a notebook.
Thank God for beer.
Yeah, this movie, I don't know what Dustin was thinking.
Yeah, if you can call it that.
I know Dustin wanted to get this out fast, but, he wanted to be like the first one to have it. I felt like a lot of this was shot on people's cell phones, like Sean C. Phillips. When the fuck are people going to stop putting Sean C. Phillips in his fucking homemade cell phone video in their movies?
What did Sean C. Phillips ever do to you?
Well, he didn't. Well, you know what Sean C. Phillips did to me? Sean C. Phillips didn't do nothing to me directly, and I was really cool with Sean C. Phillips until I saw some video footage the other day where he was talking mad shit about Brendan, and that was disappointing. I always, there was the stuff between Wet Movie 1 and Cool Duder was like, people had their differences. We had our differences in the past. You get past them. So, you know what, when friends are having difficulties, you don't interfere with that. But here's the thing. Somebody shared a bunch of comments that Sean made about Brendan that are just flat out not cool and really seem like he just turned into be like, a jealous, like,
Why would he be jealous?
Just a jealous jerk.
He has way more friends than
Well, that's what he was saying. But here's the bottom line. The way he's... Brendan doesn't have any real friends. Sean, who are your friends? All your videos, your mom. And you. That's it. Okay?
Your family doesn't count, Sean. Sorry.
So here's the thing. Okay, and not to make this all about Sean here, but you know what? Sean talked some shit about Brendan. It was very disappointing to go public with that stuff. And I'm not saying I'm perfect and I've never done nothing like that or whatever, but it was just what it was very disappointing. Brendan has always taken the high road. Like 2 weeks ago, I saw Wet Movie 1 video where people were egging him on, trying to get him to say something bad about Cool Duder. And he was like, no, I got love for Sean. I got, we're cool, You know, he's just trying to take the high road.
He has no hate for Sean, even though...
Yeah.
Sean
just very disappointed. Very disappointed.
Talk a lot of trash.
Yeah. So, but anyways, you know, so here's the thing. I got notes, you know, about this movie because I knew I wouldn't remember it all. And you know what? For you guys out there, even though we know Dustin Ferguson, I'm not going to sit here and feed you a line of horse crap. If a movie or whatever we watch, if he calls the movie is bad, I'm going to tell you about it. So, no offense to everybody involved, but this was a catastrophe. I don't understand what was going on, what the thought process was with putting this out. So, before I get into my notes, you got anything you want to add?
My dad always told me at a very young age, if you didn't have anything nice to say, to not say anything at all. I'll just leave it at that.
I guess that's one approach, and then you've got the loudmouth asshole over here. So the first 8 minutes of the movie, after you get past, so we have this guy, this he's probably the one that funded the movie, which is a joke because if this poor guy gave Dustin any money for this movie, he threw his money into the trash because this was absolutely absurd. But then after that, then we had Elvira. She's like a wannabe Elvira Chick. I don't know, she's like introducing the movie for whatever reason. Okay, why do we need her to introduce the movie? Time filler. I'm thinking
in the commercials, the repeat commercials.
Yeah. Well, I'm thinking, supposedly this is a television premiere, so maybe they were bullshitting like it was like really on TV when the guy that is the introducing host I think he's the attorney that's in the commercial or whatever. So
yeah, he plays the attorney.
Yeah. So, but anyways, so aside from that, the first 8 minutes of this movie was stock footage.
That's good footage, too.
Not one shot that Dustin took himself. He probably got it off some websites for free, or he just plagiarized it.
That's some great
copyright
aerial
violations.
Footage. I liked it.
Yeah. So, and then the people introducing the movie. 8 minutes of my life wasted. Then we see Jared, who Jared is Dustin's partner. Jared's a nice guy. But we see 3 minutes of Jared drinking coffee and 3 minutes of Jared out of focus drinking the coffee. Here's the thing. Like a note to filmmakers, if you're making a movie, don't use autofocus. Because the camera focused on the wall behind Jared. Jared was out of focus. Drinking coffee out of focus. What's going on?
And if you're going to make a movie, try to at least make it good.
Yeah.
Try.
Yeah. So, anyways, your mom was violated. Okay. So then we see after Jared's done with his coffee, he goes back into the kitchen to make himself another coffee, get another cup of coffee. And there's like a real close-up of the coffee pot saying Mr. Coffee. And we all know making indie movies, whatever horror, whatever genre, you don't put the logos of the people out there, because if Mr. Coffee has a problem with your movie, Dustin, guess what? You're going to have to put it away. You're going to take this movie down. So I don't know why he did that. And then, we were still out of focus too. So 3 full minutes of drinking coffee, out of focus. And then he put some Busy Bee honey. So another free commercial for Busy Bee honey. He puts honey in the coffee.
I love that.
Which is fine. And I get it. It's a movie about bees. So he's putting honey in the coffee. Ha ha. But we could have turned that around or taken the label off and not risked getting in trouble for having an ad on there for Busy Bee honey.
Let the bodies hit the floor.
So then we have then Jared sits down and he's watching TV, and it goes to another movie. And
the Subway guy?
No, Jared's partners.
Oh.
Dustin's partner, Jared.
Oh.
So he sits down, he's watching TV, and it was like it looked like a Hills Have Eyes type of movie or something.
Encounters of the Third Kind.
Because there's the 2 RVs down in the valley and the kids climbing on the rocks.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. But then the kids found, a snake or something like that?
They fell into like a snake pit.
Yeah, so... so Jared's sitting there watching that. So then we have I don't know, a couple minutes of footage from a movie that wasn't even Jared's, or it wasn't even Dustin's, excuse me. So I don't know if this was a royalty-free movie, or if Jared, or if, I keep saying Jared now, if Dustin just used this footage without permission, or, I don't know. So anyways, if you're making a movie and you're using multiple minutes of somebody else's footage, you have failed as a movie maker. So, then, and then, all the time I'm wondering, where is this going? We're like 11 minutes into the movie now, and all I've seen is somebody else's footage and a dude drinking coffee. That's it. So, then we get a phone call, and there's a guy calling a national park or whatever, trying to make a reservation to stay there. First of all, the two people in those scenes, couldn't act to save their lives. I'm sorry. The girl was cute. The guy was trying really hard. But, on the phone that he's holding, you see all his apps lined up.
Yes.
So obviously he's not talking. Her phone is completely black the entire time. So we don't really believe that they're on the phone with each other. And, and it was just like, dude, come on. Little, simple fixes for these problems to really improve these scenes. But no, fuck it. Shoot it and get it done. Move on to the next shot, I guess. And I kind of felt like the dude outside, I don't know if that was shot with a cell phone or not, but the footage outside was like, what's going on? And the angles, why these angles and the shots and the headroom and stuff like that, dude, what's going on? I get the feeling Dustin didn't shoot that. I get the feeling these people shot it and sent that footage to Dustin. That's what I'm feeling.
Yeah.
If that's what you're going to do, you need to teach these people some camera techniques, because that was absurd. And then we go back to more stock footage after the phone. Then we get to see Chauncey Phillips' fabulous fucking movie collection. Why the fuck are we looking at all the titles of a movie?
That made this movie even worse.
Yeah. And then, so here's the thing. So Sean goes into his room, and he's talking to himself. I'm going to go, I'm going to watch a movie. Oh, no, wait, I'm not going to watch a movie. I'm going to go outside, and I'm going to go swimming. And then we go into his room, and then he pulls out, these are some great swim trunks. I'm going to wear these. Yeah. And then he goes out, and I'm going to go swimming. I haven't been swimming in months and months and months. What kind of idiot talks to himself this whole time? Is Sean just being a goofball? Because the rest of the movie wasn't a comedy or wasn't a goofy movie so far. And then we get Sean being a goofball with horrible cell phone footage. What the fuck? Who puts this in their movie? I just don't understand this. It was ridiculous. And then, so Sean is out, he's going swimming in his backyard, and he gets attacked by the worst CGI bees I have. The worst CG footage. If I made this movie, I would delete all the footage before I release this.
And not
it is horrible.
Any names.
Dustin, what are we doing,
There's been several
Dustin?
people that are in the movie industry
I need a beer just thinking
that
about
have
this.
said, do not put this person in the movie.
Oh!
Do not put this person in the movie.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I had a conversation with somebody that said...
And I don't blame them.
I had a conversation with somebody who said, never, ever, ever put Sean in your movies because Sean is affiliated with bad movies. And people keep putting him in their movies. So, anyways, to each his own. I don't understand why Sean's talking to himself. Yeah, by the way, 4 pages of notes. So, here's the bees. Here we go. Worst special effects ever. And then we get a Porsche commercial. Because the dude, who, from what I understand, I've never met him, but the big, tough, scary-looking dude who everybody says is a real sweetheart of a person, I've never met him, I don't know. He was by far the best actor in this film.
Yeah.
He shows up, but we get a Porsche commercial. It's a little logo at the front of the Porsche. I don't know if we were showing off, bragging that we have a Porsche, or I don't know if we're just trying to show that he's wealthy or whatever. If that's the case, you could have just shown the car and we would have all known it's a Porsche, but to get the close-up of the logo was like, why, what are we doing here? But
because it's a Porsche.
Whatever.
Or Porsche.
So he's talking with the dude who was on the phone with the girl at the national park, and it's like we're using 2 different cameras for their conversation because we're cutting back and forth, and it was like the quality of the footage was completely different, and both were ridiculously shitty, and the audio sounded like cell phone footage. I was just blown away. You would have this quality, this caliber actor, and do this shoddy of a job of his scenes in the film. I don't get it. I don't get it. Then we go back to the host. I don't know. I'm guessing maybe we need to fill time or whatever. Let's throw some commercials in here so we can get the movie over an hour long. That's what I'm guessing. But we're back to the host. So then we come back, and then I believe we see Jared, and he's like walking through the woods. I don't know if he's dressed in khaki, so we're guessing he's a park ranger or something. So he's walking through the woods. And he's walking through the woods.
And he's walking.
He's walking through the woods.
And he's walking.
And he's out of focus, but he's still walking through the woods. And then there's trees, and there's plants, and then they're walking. And then they're walking. And then they're walking. And I'm like, get to the fucking point. This walking is filler, and you're insulting the audience by having all this walking. This is just absurd. And, and I understand. So there was some... When Dustin made Camp Blood 4 and 5, there was problems between Dustin, David Sterling, and getting the movie made and all that. And I think David Sterling was being his typical dickhead self and not paying properly or something for the movie to get made.
He didn't pay him shit.
Well, we're not going to get into that. I'm not going to talk dollars and cents on between them. But the bottom line is... Dustin got something off of that, but I'm not going to say. I'm not getting into it. But in those movies, he put a whole shitload of filler walking time, and I think it was almost. I felt like it was to spite David. So, but now I'm wondering if that was the case because this is Dustin's own movie, and I was bored out of my fucking mind for several minutes watching this walking around. I don't know where it was going, but I was insulted that I had to sit there through it. So then we get some CGI. Bees flying around that were absolutely absurd again. And then, but, so the bees, they're flying, but we don't know if Jared got attacked or whatever. We don't know what's going on. So, we get bees, but what happened? I don't know. And then we get more walking. But it's a different guy. Lots and lots of trees and brush shots. So I think this is the part where we actually saw Dustin walking now. But then, then we got, more horrible CGI with some random guy getting attacked. So, this guy, he's all sitting here, boom, and now he's getting attacked. Who was he? What did he have to do with the film? I don't fucking know. But he got attacked by bees, we think. So, then we're back to, the really good actor, like tough guy looking guy, and the cell phone talking bad actor guy. They're back in the backyard. You never see a barbecue, but they're pretending like they're barbecuing, and the kids are fighting, and the bad guy wants to take them out or whatever. And, but then we're seeing, like, a shot of a phone pole and a shot of trees. Like, what is with all this filler time? Give us some substance. Give us a story. Don't just give us all this filler shit. Bad CGI and more walking. Lots and lots of walking.
He only had so much of a story.
Lots and lots more walking.
And it wasn't long enough for a full feature film.
So you just put 30 minutes of walking.
Yeah. It's like you needed some Christopher Walken in the movie.
And then we go back to the Elvira.
With him walking.
I could have used a little more cowbell.
I'm walking here.
You need some Christopher Walken
here.
It's
gonna be a long scene.
What do we need here? We need more walking.
It's gonna be a really long scene here. I hope you like watching me walking.
Yeah, this movie definitely could have used more cowbell. So then we go back to the Elvira chick. Why? I don't know. But then she talks about the movie being about buzzards. Buzzards are birds. We're getting attacked by wasp, hornet, bee family creatures. So, might want to figure out what we're talking about before we have little guest chicks talking, but whatever. And then we get a shot of a pine cone. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So
that was a good pine cone.
Oh man, I'm telling you. And then
we need more pine cones.
Yeah. So and that's because there's like a random girl doing a live stream, and her name's Sherry. I've met her. She's a sweetheart in person, but I felt like it was supposed to be her doing a live stream, and I think it was shot with a cell phone, and the footage was like, it wasn't bad. In fact, it was probably some of the better footage in the film. But the fact of she's doing this live stream,
she got a lot of views,
and
there's a lot of people watching that.
But anyway, so the like bees, like I don't know if she was just because she wasn't given direction because she was like shooting this on her own. There was no director telling her what to do or anything. But she looked like she wasn't 100% sure. She wasn't invested in this role. And so that made the acting awkward and bad. So I've seen Sherry do good things, so I'm not going to label her as a bad actress. But this, she should have bowed out of this, or she should be embarrassed that
she was pretty hot.
footage was in there.
She was pretty
yeah, that's. I mean, it was like, hey, show some cleavage to get some ratings. But
I like that part.
But anyways, so then she's being attacked by bees. Oh. She's being attacked by bees, and she's holding your phone the entire time. If you're being stabbed by a million bees, I'm thinking you're dropping your phone. You're not maintaining your live stream if you're being stabbed to death by bees, or stung to death by bees.
They were green screen bees.
Yeah. And then we have cover band playing a Disturbed song.
Yeah, I was surprised to hear that one.
Yeah, so here's the thing. I guess maybe Dustin doesn't plan. If he puts this out on DVD, I will be surprised. Because even though it's cover music, that is still very, very illegal to use another band's music and put it in your movie without their consent. And believe me, this guy has tried to get music from the 1970s to put in a movie, and that was expensive as fuck. So for the band Disturbed to get their music in your movie, ooh, you're dishing out some coin. So, anyways, kind of unethical, but whatever, to each his own. Then we're back to Jared drinking coffee. But he has...
He likes his coffee.
He has, what did I say? And another drink. He has something and another drink. So, he's got another drink now. And it's just Jared drinking. It's just him drinking. Like more filler time. Then we get shots of Santa Monica Pier. And then we get shots of, like, bees approaching the Santa Monica Pier. Is Santa Monica Pier getting attacked? We don't know. We didn't get to see.
Footage.
By the way, so far up to this point, all we see is bees approaching and people flailing. No blood, no death, no attacks, no nothing. Like, did they really get attacked by the green screen bees? I don't know. Someone's home video of Memorial Day Parade. Oh, yeah! So there's like a Memorial Day Parade.
All stuff.
And that's, well, I mean, I don't know. Maybe Dustin filmed this for somebody back in the day. I don't know.
I doubt it.
But, so there's just a parade. There's just a parade. And then at the end we hear buzz. So are we to assume that the bees were going after the parade? But we don't know because we never see anybody attacked. So, that's kind of disappointing. Just bad CGI. And then we get a... police footage of a guy in his backyard. Oh yeah, so there's a guy in his backyard, and suddenly the bees start coming around. So he goes and gets his machine gun to start shooting them. But then he's So he gets his machine gun, which looks like an AR-15 or an M16, is what it looks like. And then you hear like the sound of a pistol being cocked. Newsflash, anybody that's ever picked up an AR-15 or an M16, they don't sound like a 9mm.
Do your research, motherfucker.
Might want to do our homework on what a gun would sound like being cocked, and yeah. That made me laugh. So, and at this point, I noted, I can't believe I'm still watching this.
Me too.
And then, so then we get Gianna, I think her name is Gianna Casanova. She's sitting here talking, brushing the hair out of her face. You'll notice in most movies, girls have their hair pulled up because the audience doesn't want to see girls flipping hair out of their face. But anyways, we flip hair out of our face. So then, we get more ridiculous CGI with a bee flying over stock footage. The bumblebees flying like through, I believe it was like San Clemente, Dana Point area. Might have been up maybe Santa Monica somewhere, but right next to cliffs on the water. We get some stock footage of a bee flying around through like a montage of shots. Whatever. Stock footage, I guess. Hey, go for it. And then we get another commercial. I guess, we got to extend the length. Then we get, two random girls talking about the movie. Who the fuck are these chicks? And where did they come from? But they're talking about the movie. Whatever. And trying to make jokes, but their jokes were horrible. They were talking about lessons that we learned. They were talking about what do we learn, lessons learned about bees or whatever. Yeah, I know what lesson I've learned, and that's that I'm wasting my time watching this movie.
Don't make a horrible movie.
And then then back to Jared, our coffee drinker, going for another walk. Fuck my life. More walking. Awesome. But he stops, he takes notes, takes pictures, and he starts walking again. And I noted here that I don't think the National Geographic Channel has this much footage of trees and bushes. I just don't think they do. Because we saw a lot of clips of trees and bushes. Like, I'm losing my fucking mind.
Really
seeing all
enjoyed
this
those
filler
scenes.
footage.
Man, that made the movie.
So then Jared.
Part.
So then Jared's character finally gets killed by a bee, or gets attacked by bees. But we don't really see it. We just hear the bees, and that's I'm dying. So then the best shots of the film are so the best acting I thought was the tough looking guy, but the best shots of the film were actually not done by Dustin. They were done by a guy named Mark who lives in the UK, and he's done news footage for a couple of Dustin's movies, and he's been in all kinds of movies. But that guy, he plays a great newscaster, and so the joke there was that he was talking about how America was getting invaded by these bees, and then he went to one of his live reporters somewhere, and she got attacked by bees. So we know that the bees supposedly spread to the United Kingdom as well. Then, with 8 minutes left, we're seeing there's 8 minutes left to watch. Then we start the credits, and the credits scroll by. Like, you could have, the first name that came up, you could have went and took a piss, come back, and that name would still be halfway at the screen. They were scrolling so slow to fill time. And, that's something I've seen Dustin do before, but this was absurd. So with all the filler footage, all the commercials, all the guest host people, and the 8 minutes of credits, we got to an hour and 18 minutes.
All the walking
This
footage.
could have been condensed. If we got rid of all that filler shit, this could have been condensed probably to about 13 minutes. So this was a short at best with an hour worth of filler that just drove me bonkers. And I couldn't believe that, I watched it because I know a lot of people that were involved. Recognized a lot of the faces in there. I'm glad I wasn't involved with this film.
I want to thank you very much for asking me to watch this movie with you.
Yeah, well, you know what?
Really enjoyed it.
Fuck off. You can thank he's the one that sent me the link. So, thanks a lot.
Thanks.
Yeah. I don't. You know what? Because this is a drunk movie review, I'm not. This sobered me up. I need more beer. Damn it. And we do reviews. 0 being the best movie of all time, 12 being the worst. Here's the thing. Up till now, we've never issued a 12. Never? I'm giving it a 12. We have not given a movie a 12 yet.
It's funny that you say that because
this is a solid 12. There was no reason to watch this at all.
I'm giving it a 1 plus 11.
Okay, I was going to say, I thought you were going to say, 1, 2. 1, 2, checka. 1, 2, checka.
This was the longest fucking movie. That was only an hour and 18 minutes, and it felt like closer to 3 hours.
Yeah. And I'm sorry, Dustin.
And I don't know how I fucking made it all the way through.
Yeah.
But I did.
Dustin, you've never done anything wrong to me. I don't have any, personal vendetta against you. I just don't understand this. I just don't get it. And all the actors and everybody should be embarrassed that they were in this. Never ever show this on, like on a reel or anything. Because as a guy that's hired actors for multiple movies and is going to be hiring more actors, I'm not saying you need to worry about me. But what I'm saying is, people, when they look at actors, they look at what you've done. And if you're known for being in shit, they don't want you associated with their movie. They don't want their movie to be, oh my God, Chauncey Phillips is in everything shitty, so we don't want him in our movie. You don't want that reputation, which Sean has. So I farted. That's what I think about this movie. No offense.
Do you hear that sound?
I think it's a crinkle in the keys.
What the fuck?
Is a zombie outside getting married?
What the fuck is that noise?
I forgot about that part till now. Yeah.